You're watching SKST Radio.
Well, welcome to another episode of SKST Radio, and you are tuned into Entertainment News with Cammie Grayson and Dr. Ron, and we are here to give you some entertainment juice.
Oh, not news?
Juice.
Oh, okay.
You know how they always get together and say juicy gossip, some news. It's
She's
news.
I'm
I'm gossip.
the tea.
I'm gossip. He's news. I'm gossip. Okay, so our first person that we're going to talk about today, you guys, we had a couple of deaths this week. Unfortunately, we did, and that's not funny. However, we do want to talk about the two that was highly recognized. One is Kelvin LeBron, born August 17th, 1966, and died yesterday, April 10th. That was the day before yesterday. Died April 10th, 2024. Now, he is known as
Mr. C, and Mr. C was on Hot 97 up in New York, and one of the things that made him stand out was he was very influential into the hip-hop world, and he influenced Biggie Small as well as Big Daddy Kane, and I think MC Lyte. And one of the things that I full disclosure is when I was in high school, one of my aspirations was to be a DJ. DJ has a very prominent place in our, especially Black community, in I guess pre social media, because basically they are the people who, besides the Black church, connected the neighborhood to what's going on in the news. I mean, from concerts to turkey giveaways to the voting, polls. And I think about, the OGs like Tom Joyner and Frankie Crocker. Those were the guys that I admired during that time. So Mr. C was very influential in getting the word out and helping these other artists launch their career.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So they said he was very influential to the community, and his active years was from 1988 to 2024. So he had been really doing his thing. He died at the age of 57, which is really young.
Yes.
They don't say why he passed or how he died, but I do know that he was someone that everybody respected. Like you said, Big Daddy Kane, Notorious B.I.G., he was just, out there, and, people really respected him.
Can I do a quick PSA?
Yeah.
My public service announcement is Black men, get checked out, get your checkup, get your colon cancer, make sure your high blood pressure is regulated, and all this other stuff. Make sure you eat right, get the proper rest, and drink plenty of water. You got to take care of this vessel that God has given you, but you have to take care of it.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not sure how and why Mr. C, I don't know, it was a prolonged illness or something that came on suddenly. But the only way that you can actually know what's going on with you is get your proper checkups.
Wow. Yeah. Well, at the end of the day, that goes for females as well. You got to get your mammogram checks. You got to get all these different things taken care of, because if you don't take care of your body, that's all you have. It's the only vessel you have. So you do have to get checked out. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not one of those people that runs to the doctor every time my nose runs. But for major things, I do go to the doctor. So you need to make sure that you get all those things checked out, because you don't know. You never know. And so, but anyway, that's our condolences to the family, and just letting them know that we acknowledge and we know that he was a big influence to the music career, the community, and so yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, so another death that we going to talk about is the death of
Orenthon James Simpson.
O.J. Simpson. Juice. O.J. Simpson. Okay, so let's talk about that one. So this morning I was listening to Alexa. You know, Alexa plays my news and get my day going and everything. And after all of my daily routine was over, the news popped in. You know how they have the podcast and they start talking about like the news of what happened. And so OJ was like one of the topics. And I knew it was going to be because I said it right when they said we need to do a show on OJ, but they beat us to it. So that's okay. So I'm going off of what I heard. And they still are after him for killing Nicole Simpson and Ron Goldman. And
Allegedly.
Allegedly killing. And so that's what they were talking about. I mean, seriously, you can go listen to it. They really were talking about it. And, you know, the sad part is I'm on their side. I believe he was guilty.
Okay. Well, tell us why.
I'll tell you why. For one, he got away with it only because he was African American. And at the time, all this stuff was going on. All this negative stuff was going on. And the attorneys that he had was shady as all outdoors. Allegedly.
Well, you know.
Come on, Dr. Ryan. Come on, just hit us with what you think. Come on.
First of all.
Okay.
A black man getting away with murdering a white woman in the United States is very unheard of.
Right.
So I'll put that out there first. And second of all, we have a rule of law in the United States, and everybody is innocent until proven guilty. And if you're charged with
unless you're black,
I'm talking about the rule of law right now.
Okay, unless you're black, that rule applied. Okay, I'm just teasing. Okay, go ahead, Dr. Ron.
You are innocent until proven guilty, and you're proven guilty. You
Okay.
Everybody has the right to go to court and to
unless
prove
black,
that
you don't make it to court.
Okay, so you're contradicting yourself.
I know. Go ahead.
So discussion off the recording is that I'm conflicted because what we have is that he was one of my I would say people a person that I looked up to in my youth. I mean, even from the University of Southern California, you know, student body right, student body left. They would actually running back you. He was one of the ones that won the Heisman Trophy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure did they win the national championship. I don't think so, but I know basically, you know, when he was in the NFL, he was the first running back with 2,000 yards. So basically, I thought I knew this person only because he was I call it right now as a cult of personality, because you only fed what the media wants you to know about the individual. It's not like now where you have the regular media as well as the unfiltered media, that will give you information. So the black community thought we knew who OJ was and what he stood for.
Right.
What the trial revealed some things about his character that we didn't know, but at the same time, due to the race relations, in America, especially in Southern California, we were rooting for him, even if he was guilty. Because it was more of a middle finger to the criminal justice system, because we don't even get to trial. We don't last that long. We might not even, normally we don't even get to court because, people are a judge and jury right there on the scene.
Right.
So, and that's one reason why I'm conflicted. The next reason is that being a former investigator, there is rules of law to collecting evidence. And these investigators act like they're a keystone cops and contaminated the evidence. All that evidence can be thrown out or legally challenged. And that's normally what happens. Because if the glove don't fit, you must acquit.
Oh, I love it. Love it. Absolutely love it. Okay, so let's talk about when this all took place and the whole Bronco
Slow speed chase.
I mean, first of all, I was younger and I really didn't get it. Now I know, and I'm older, and I still don't really get it, to be honest.
What you don't get?
I don't get anybody else. They would have put some chains down. They could have stopped him. They could have stopped that chase. It wasn't a chase. He was a turtle on the highway, driving down. And I remember seeing this on TV.
Let me set the scene.
Okay.
The scene, well, actually, it was the NBA final playoffs, and they broke into this slow speed chase, which means that basically the world was watching the LAPD.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason why you didn't see them throwing down spike strips and going in with the SWAT team, because basically they were actually being visible. The next thing is that they didn't know if he had, because first of all, they thought that basically he was on a suicide run. That they didn't know. They thought he had a gun in the car. They didn't want to, I guess, pursue and cause something to happen. So basically, that was the setup.
Yeah. Okay, so being that in LA, they didn't care about the black people anyway. So why all of a sudden they got the kid gloves on?
Well, because of the visibility. Because you got to realize that even when Rodney King, they were showing the beatdown that he took by the LAPD and the county sheriffs, they didn't realize they were being recorded. They realized they were being recorded on this one.
Ah, okay. That makes sense. So, but at the end of the day, this man just committed this murder, double homicide.
Okay, but he was exonerated, so that was
allegedly. Okay, I'm gonna use the word allegedly. Okay, but if he didn't do anything, why did you run?
Escaping any plantation, brothers need to run.
So
okay, but look at the speed of the he didn't break any speed limits.
No, he didn't. That's what I'm saying.
And he drove back to the house and surrendered.
Yeah, after
and he didn't get swarmed in with those SWAT teams.
He only went back home because he was almost out of gas.
But I'm just saying he could have went anywhere. But my point is that you didn't see the SWAT team surround his house like they surrounded Sean Puffy Combs.
Yeah. So why was that? Why didn't they do that? Because the camera was on him.
Well, the camera was on that one, because what I'm sharing with you, you have two different situations, and basically, did they have enough evidence to prove? Actually, they talked to him before they even took him down. If you remember the footage, there was no immediate arrest.
Okay, so I don't remember all of the details. I just remember seeing the Bronco driving and the helicopters following them. And they're talking about this horrific murder, double murder. And it was really sad. It was really sad that was the case.
Okay, but as you put pieces together on the case, you can't assume that basically he was guilty. they were still putting the evidence together to make the case.
Okay.
So they really was that low speed chase was to actually get him to either exonerate himself or incriminate himself.
So now you made that comment about the glove. Isn't it possible that this man just went and bought too little gloves? The gloves he bought was too small. Why was that such a big thing in his case? I mean, anybody can go get some gloves that don't fit, but still use them.
Okay, but what you mean as far as the evidence that was found at the scene of the crime?
Yeah. I mean, because he had the glove, he put the gloves on in the courtroom.
Right.
Right. And even though they were too small, they still fit, and you can still do stuff with gloves that don't fit perfect. So why was that a big deal?
Okay, you got to realize that the murder weapon's supposed to have been a knife.
Mm-hmm.
If the gloves are too small, how can you really hold the knife?
He can do it. Come on, ex-football player. Come on, you can do it.
Okay.
That's just cloth. I mean, that's just fabric. He could have done it. I mean, you see the picture of him with those gloves.
Okay.
He could have grabbed that knife.
Okay. See, that was part of the theatrics that the professional attorney, that Johnny Cochran, did for the show for the jury. That was actually, if you really wanted to think, it was irrelevant as far as the guilt or innocent. It just showed that another thing that I forgot the two district attorneys' name right now, that they didn't really anticipate him doing, because if they did, they would not have let that.
Those gloves fit enough that he could have done something. There's the evidence right there.
Okay, but see, that was the sagacity and ingenuity of Johnny Cochran. That basically any time, especially in the state court, a lot of that stuff that you couldn't even do in the federal court, that would have been disallowed. Mm-hmm. That's why you need to get your money right. So you basically, if you do get in trouble, you can have the best attorneys and the best investigators on your side, and you learn about financial literacy every Tuesday at 6:00 on the Dr. Ron Smith Investigate Show, SKST Productions.
Oh, well, while you're at it, you might as well tune in on Thursday for the Cameron Grayson Show. Look at entertainers, community leaders, all kinds of things. Who might teach you a thing or two.
Right, and stay tuned for more entertainment with Cameron Grayson.
Oh, man, I love it. Absolutely love it. So
actually, to get back on topic, that was a shameless plug.
That was.
But I was conflicted for basically this whole court crime of the century appears like a Shakespearean tragedy.
Yeah.
The rise and fall of a person that we held in high esteem, and and you throw in a black man with a white woman, and they actually what's that Shakespearean
Othello.
Mm-hmm. It's like I said, it's that gravitated. I think more people watched that than probably the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they did. I mean, that was very publicized. I remember that much. But the thing is, so you think about it, so you're being conflicted. I mean, we talked about this earlier, where he was a role model. Right. He was the person that led us into being the first African American sports announcer. I mean, so he set the pathway for greatness for African Americans. Although he married a white woman.
Well, if you go back to history, and even the turn of the 19th century, Jack Johnson was actually convicted of the Mann Act because the white woman that he married crossed state lines. So that is the reason why you have black and brown Americans are very conflicted when we're talking about the criminal justice system.
Yeah.
which leads me back into, I'm not going to get into why that dynamic happens, but my point is throughout history, even go back to Othello. So there has always been a fascination with and that attractions and those dynamics, and how those dynamics are a part of the big system once you get into the criminal justice system.
Right. I mean, because it goes back to, you have white men very upset that black men are with their women. Look at Candyman.
Well, but my point is that nobody talks about Thomas Jefferson and Sarah Hemings, and nobody talk about these founding fathers of the United States who they distributed 1,000 to 1,500 1,000 acres, and guess who worked those acres? Yeah. It was they had slaves. So. Yeah. But we don't want to get into that part of history. Mm-hmm. So, my point is that it has always been that dynamics. But my point is that everyone should be entitled to their day in court.
Yeah.
And they should be able to get the best representation when they have that day in court. And the only way that you can actually do that, if you can actually finance that.
Yeah.
So when OJ was able to get exonerated, that's the reason why you have Black America cheering, not necessarily because of the ruling of the case. We finally seen a black man who was charged with murdering a white man and a white woman walk out of court without handcuffs.
Yeah. Well, now, I can see both points. I really can. But at the end of the day, I feel like justice was not served. I just feel like it. I felt like,
you know what Richard Pryor say about justice.
What did he say?
When you look in jails and prison, you see just us.
Well, he didn't make it there though, so okay, he wasn't part of us then.
So let's talk about a little about OJ personality.
Okay.
This court brought out a lot of things that I wasn't aware of. Is that basically he pretty much alienated himself out of the black community.
Yeah.
He only played the race card when he was in trouble.
Yeah.
I throw that out there too.
Yeah.
Because oftentimes, when we on top and we have money and we able to live in Brentwood and we the only one on the block, we shun even people who are in the criminal justice system instead of even donation or helping people that we feel that need to be exonerated and supported. We don't do it until we get in trouble.
Right.
So now he want to play his black card.
Yeah.
And that, what I learned later, is that what I did not appreciate.
Yeah. Well, then the thing is too, so all the stuff that he was supposedly helped cross us over, and he did do a lot. But I think about that movie that he was in. He was such an Uncle Tom in that movie. It was just pathetic.
Okay, which means that he arrived, but he didn't bring nobody with him.
No, he didn't.
So when you said that, basically, yes, he was an image that they magnified through their media system to project that, oh yeah, you should be like OJ, and that is such a disservice to young black people when we actually know the truth.
Yeah, because see, black people didn't know that you can run through the airport and not get shot. Whose briefcase did you steal and you running through the airport? But that was the joke. That was the butt end of the joke. He was able on his commercial, Hertz, run through the whole airport trying to catch his plane or whatever he was trying to do. And I might remember the commercial wrong because it's been a long time.
Oh, this hurts.
Okay, and so, but come on, if a black man's running through the airport, what's going to happen?
Okay. In America, if we
back in those days, though.
Well, we can go back in those days. If you achieve a certain amount of notoriety in entertainment, music, athletics, they become colorblind to you. Michael Jordan, Michael Jackson, I could continue to name those people. When you excel in a certain area,
Mm-hmm.
they want to be around you and to exploit you, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But my point is that they see you as green
Opposed to
until you step out of the line.
right.
And you could go through all our history, and that has been proven point. Uh, and unfortunately, you have a lot of black and brown people who have achieved, and they get in that circle,
Mm-hmm.
and they forget about the rest of us too, and they think that their stuff don't stink anymore until they get in trouble.
Until they get in trouble,
and then they want to play their black card again.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And
we
then
have
they
to
play
be,
on the sympathy of the African Americans,
right.
And at that point, it's kind of like, dude, you just murdered 2 white people. We can't help you.
But it was the criminal justice system was so bad at that time that any win was better than no win.
Mm-hmm.
And that's so unfortunate of the state of where we are now. And think about it, we had more rights then than we have now.
Yeah.
Hey, you need to get out and vote. Get out and vote. I'm not telling you who to vote for because both of them are old.
Swatting flies off the head.
Vote your conscience of what your children and your grandchildren are going to have to face. The student loan debt. They want to bring up the economy. And they said that I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. But make sure you vote with your children and your grandchildren in mind.
I don't know. You got to make America great again. That's what some people are saying. So I'm just saying,
All right.
When was it great? Okay. Well, we're going to end this show by giving tribute to someone we just interviewed.
Yes.
And I think that's really cool. We just had the pleasure of speaking with Carly Palmer and Dr. Coretta L. Brown.
Yes.
And let me tell you, they are at Lincoln School in Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
And they are doing it. They're doing a little tour. And Ron, tell them a little bit about these guys while I pull up a picture.
Okay. The New Brownie book is a love letter to the black families. And basically, it should be a tabletop book, just like you used to use Albany and Jet magazine that you could lay out. But it talks about the inspirations that we have in our neighborhood. And one of the things that I can really proudly say that I'm a student of the Harlem Renaissance, and Dr. W.E.D. Du Bois was the original author of the New Brownie book, and his whole concept was to bring blackness to the forefront as beautiful, as inspirational, as intellectual, as entertaining, as all those things that we give to society that we need to celebrate. So I think we should purchase this book, purchase it for somebody that that needs that inspiration, because all our black kids need it, and some of our black adults need it too, to remind them of what our contribution to the society and the world is, that we need to elevate and celebrate ourselves. We need not wait for someone else to do it. And the New Brownie book, Love Letters to the Black Families, is a representative of that.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. These people are someone that you really need to know. They just won an prestigious award
from the NAACP Image Award.
And they are really doing it. And so you guys get out there, support. I just showed you the photo of the book. You can buy it on Amazon. I think it sells for about $30, but it's worth it. It's worth it. And so you guys, let me give you another shot of the photo of the book, so you can go out there and purchase the book. I mean, it is adorable. It's absolutely adorable. A love letter to black families. How sensational is that? How sensational is that?
Yes.
It's for all families. However, it's entitled for Black families. So please go purchase this book. Like I said, it's on Amazon. And then also we want to give a quick shout out to the Lincoln School Project.
Yes.
And so those are our family members, Tanya and
Crockett.
Oates. They're out there doing what they do. And Mr. Palmer and Miss Brown, Dr. Brown is out there now in White Plains.
And today is the first day
And today is their first day.
of school.
So our hearts are with you guys. And so you keep doing what you do. And, we're supporting you here the best we can by letting people know what you're doing.
Right on with the right on.
Absolutely. So, guys, I guess that concludes our entertainment news and gossip for today. And why gossip have to be so squeaky, huh?
No, that's enough cheap for today.
We had fun. That was fun, right? Okay, until next week, SKST Radio, you guys tune in. And I want to give plugs to our other SKST family. We're growing.
Yes. Who's new? Or we want to talk about the old people?
We'll talk about the old people. We got some new people coming on board. We're very excited about that. We have Mr. Ron, who is like the owner of a carnival. So,
That's going to be unique.
that is going to be unique. We might see the 3-headed lady or somebody, huh?
Or the bearded lady.
That might work too. I remember the gorilla lady.
Brrr.
Yeah, and then the lights start flickering, and then she turns into a gorilla. I remember running for my life. So yeah, we got the Carney life. We're going to learn a whole bunch about that. He's going to be interviewing different people on the show from the carnival world, and we do have a tax. We have Moon Group. We'll be doing once a month, giving us some tax tips.
Yeah, and you have up to next week to do your taxes, just in case.
Ooh, I need to get busy.
Yeah. Or file the extension.
Oh, there you go. I'll give it to Miss Moon and let her do all that stuff. That's her job.
Yep.
Okay, guys. SKST Radio until next week, until we meet again. Please like, share, subscribe. You can follow us on SKST Productions. And you can find myself or Dr. Ron. And we have a couple more SKST Radio Spiritual Network, SKST Radio Podcast with the S. So we're growing. We're expanding.
Yes.
Different shows, different pages. So that way you can find the niche that you like that we offer. And if you want to do your own podcast or radio show, get in contact with us at SKST Booking, BOOKING, @gmail.com. Or you can go to our website, www.skstradio.com or sgeradio.com. You can find us in either one of those. SKST Radio, Street Grind Entertainment. We love you guys. Until next week. Peace.